In the crowded subcompact market, a company has to offer something truly outstanding in order to remain competitive. Ford has the high-end titanium Fiesta and the ST Fiesta. Toyota's Yaris has extreme reliability on its side, and Chevy's Sonic is, well, not Naveo. But what about Nissan? This is the 2016 Nissan Versa Note SV, and I think it's the best value in its segment. What makes this automobile so noteworthy? Let's find out. On the outside, the Nissan Versa Note makes a good first impression. It's got that typical compact car look with the wheels pushed out to the corners, and it's got the typical Nissan face that you see on every new Nissan product nowadays. Ours came in this lovely metallic peacock color, and you can get an optional appearance package on this vehicle with the SR trim level. I'll pass. Inside the Note, interior quality is pretty good. Bit bland, yeah, but like Nissan as a whole, has been improved much over previous generations. Got this really clean set of gauges here. They're all analog, and there is a trip computer that calculates your range and your real-time and lifetime average MPG. Now this is the standard radio on the SV trim, a step up from the base S model's archaic head unit. Bluetooth, aux, and USB and CD are all standard. And the voice commands are excellent on this unit.
Please say a command after the
messaging.
Messaging.
Send text.
Send text.
Justin Mann.
Justin Mann. Please say send.
Send text.
Please say driving, can't text.
Driving, can't text. You get the general idea. Pretty good. Overall, the radio sounds pretty good, and a backup camera is standard on the SV trim. Good simple climate controls, all cable operated. Across from that, you'll find the dual tier glove box. The bottom one is massive and super hard to reach, and the top one is only good for sunglasses and aux cords. Also, you see these vents? Whoever designed these is a genius. These work so well. And there is a nice armrest for the driver. Seats have this nice wavy pattern to them. They're really nice and cushy. Overall fit and finish is pretty good. Coming to the back, well, the space in the back is great. There's plenty of headroom up here and plenty of foot space. I'm 5'10" sitting behind myself, and as you can see, I got all the room in the world to stretch out here. Seats are nice and comfy, just as the front. Good angle. 3-point seat belts, that's standard now. The only gripe I have is that there is no armrest here in the center, and the cup holders are down here, but you can get an armrest on the SR and SL trim levels of this vehicle. And trunk space is superb on this little guy. All Nissan Versa Notes come with Nissan's divide and hide floor, which you can raise and lower 2 levels to have different heights. You can either have a flat load floor or a deep one. I was able to fit a carry-on bag, a full-size suitcase, and all my camera gear into the back of the Note while I had it. Seriously, that's actually ridiculous, the amount of stuff I got into this little car. I think that's 2 full-size check bags up there. 3 carry-on bags, my camera bag, and a cooler. And there's still room for the tripod. Nissan, you built a very practical little car. Not much to look at, is there? Most engines are getting smaller but gaining power with turbos and direct injection. Not this one. The plain old 1.6 liter 4-cylinder, producing 109 horsepower and 107 pound-feet of torque, mated to Nissan's Xtronic CVT. Gets this little car up to 60 in about 9 seconds. EPA estimates mileage at 31 city, 39 highway, and we've been averaging about 35 in mixed driving conditions. Also, the 5-speed manual is no longer available in any Versa Note. Thanks, Nissan. Nissan Versa Note doesn't have a whole lot of power, but it's definitely got enough oomph to get moving, and it'll definitely go when you want it to. Nissan has a history of doing CVTs well, and the same follows through for this car. The CVT doesn't seem to be throwing a temper tantrum like people think it is. Yeah, it's a bit noisy. You'll hear it whine. But overall, it is really not that bad. This car is a pleasant little vehicle to drive around. I've driven cars that cost 2 times as much as this thing's worth. And this car rides so much better. As you can see, you can hear there's a bit of whine here, but overall, it's really not that bad. It's a nice, smooth experience. The seats are nice and comfy. Now, the ride is a bit bouncy. It's bouncy. The seats keep you in place. It's not a rough ride. Remember that. It's just bouncy. I've driven cars like that Tahoe I reviewed. This ride's so much better than that vehicle. And that's worth about 3 times as much as this little car. Road noise is alright, it's not bad. You can't hear a whole lot of the road. You can hear cars passing like that Volvo and this Accord. You can hear stuff passing, but it's not distracting. I could honestly do a road trip in this vehicle. The steering is nice and precise. Normally I don't like electric power steering, but in this case it's very good in this car. And it's very precise. I like it. It's boosted. There's just the right amount of boost to it, and it's not overcompensating. You can tell where the wheels are going with this. So overall, for a $15,000 car, this drives like a $20,000 or $30,000 car in my opinion. Now maybe that's because I haven't driven a whole bunch of vehicles yet, but I think this one drives fairly good. It drives better than my personal vehicle, and it drives better than the Tahoe I reviewed. If the word CVT hasn't scared you off yet, let's talk about pricing. The Versa Note starts at $15,480 for the base S Plus. Our tester is an SV, which started at $16,380 with no options. Don't load this car up past the SV trim. It just doesn't make sense value-wise. If I were to option anything, it'd probably only be the optional fog lights and the variable intermittent wipers for a silly $345. Skip the old head unit and definitely don't get the navigation one. That one seems to be pretty bad. You're looking all in about $17,610, including destination. We actually appreciated the value of the Versa so much that we bought one. This is our car. This is my mom's, more specifically, and she loves it. We're doing a science experiment. Everything always goes wrong, I swear. Is that cool? But this car, we suck. Little Honda, I hope you're not done. But there's no cap for it. Son of a this car. I've been to 4 different auto parts stores